Hey guys, how's it going? I'm just gonna explain real quick the last part of our activity here with our Taco del Star project we've been working on. So last Thursday, Friday, we took this star design here from Google Earth. That's in front of Taco Del Mar in Bozeman. And we analyzed the pattern of it. We looked at the symmetry and we thought about a nice constructive way to make this thing so that it has this nice symmetrical look. And we created, and you guys have submitted in Edmodo, your star design that looks something like this, and it should be colorful and whatnot, depending on how you designed yours, and also where your radii fall in relationship to each other. Our kites in here and all these other little triangles could look a little different, but due to our regular octagon design, they should all have really similar features to it. Okay, so you submitted that into Edmodo, and now the last project is to look at the area of this design. So what I decided to do was to get rid of the circles when we find area, because we haven't talked about how to find the length of these curves yet. So what I did was I turned them into regular octagons here. So for example, I'm going to use this octagon in our new area design and say this octagon as well, and I'm going to get rid of our circles. So if I get rid of circles here, this is really what our design is going to look like now. Okay, so we've got the regular octagons just give us straight segments here. So now inside we can see some quadrilaterals, okay, based off color. So what I did was I gave everybody the same design here. I took this design, this star design, and I put some color to it. Okay, so that's what this new design is here. This is our finalized Taco del Star that we're going to find the area of this in relationship to if we were to really paint this, say, on the sidewalk. Okay, so your job is to take your worksheet that's got this color design on it, and you need to find how much it's going to cost to paint this design based off some figures that I gave you. Okay, so here's your worksheet. How much to paint our Taco del Star? Okay, so I have a scale here underneath our design. The 1 centimeter on this design on your paper is going to be equivalent to 2 feet on the real design. So we need to find the area of this design on our paper here, and knowing our scale factor, we can connect the area of this design to the area of our real design, so we can know how much it's going to cost us based off of these facts here. So each color has a different cost per square foot to it. So you need to find the area of each colored region and then relate its price per square foot, and then we can figure out how much it's going to cost to make this design. And I also put a little hint here for you to think about symmetry. Okay, how we can actually make this a little easier than tackling this whole design. Use symmetry to help us simplify the project. Okay, so some things to think about when you are finding area. Just give you some pointers here. The first one, when you're finding the region, like for example in the design, maybe we want to tackle the red region here. Okay, so we look at the design and we say, oh man, that looks like a special quad, that looks like a kite. And we know the area of a kite, so you have to identify the name of the figure and the shape, right, that makes it that figure, and apply the corresponding area formula for that shape. So if it's a kite, then I know that for my kite formula, I need to know the diagonal, the lengths of both diagonals here, right? Because again, in a kite, the diagonals in a kite are perpendicular to each other. So just a little demo. I could take this vertical length of our kite, right, and I'm going to make a little rectangle out of it. So all the area of a rectangle is the product of two perpendicular dimensions, right? Our diagonals in the kite are perpendicular to each other. Therefore, when I rearrange them in a rectangle over here, they're also perpendicular to each other, which you guys can see, I hope, the rectangle formed, right? The length times the width. And if I drag this whole rectangle over here, then you guys can see, I hope, that we have double the area of the kite, right, with our symmetry thought here. So if we find the area of the rectangle, just cut it in half, right? So the whole idea is, again, given a kite, all you have to measure is the diagonals, and then take the product of the two diagonals and then take half of that area, right? So that's what you need to kind of think about. What is the figure and how does, apply the correct area formula. Okay, define the area of odd shapes. So for example, in our design here, you can see like the blue, if you try to identify like one of these blue regions, it's kind of a weird shape. It has some nice qualities and symmetry to it, but it's not really easy to identify what the shape is. So to help you, remember, area of a whole shape, okay, minus the area of the unwanted region equals the area of the wanted region. So take a total, subtract out what we don't want, that leaves us with what we want. So maybe, this blue area here, if we were to draw some segments maybe to the center, we could identify, hey, this whole region here is a nice shape, so I could find the area of that and subtract out some areas of what I don't want. And that can help me find the area of some weird, odd shapes, okay? Also use symmetry to isolate the region of the design that is the congruent rotated region of the whole design. So use symmetry to take this whole design here and think about what region is really getting repeated in this whole thing. Okay, so if I can tackle that one region, I know that it's congruent all the way around the shape here, so I can use that thought to help me with my area. Okay, so that's it. Find the cost of how much it's going to cost us to make this design so that we can turn Smith's parking lot with this design in here to Smith's parking lot with our geometric design, right? So we want to find out how much it's going to cost to actually make this design over the original one here. Okay, so this is our idea here. How much to make this star design in our parking lot. Okay guys, good luck. You will need to use a ruler and just measure the correct dimensions of what you need to find the area of our regions and find the cost. Good luck guys. Oops. And that's it.